Hi children, good morning to all. How are you all? Hope you all are doing good. So, in the previous session, we discussed about why do we fall ill, the concept we started, the chapter, new chapter. There we discussed about what is disease, what is health, what is symptoms, what are signs, and what are acute diseases and what are chronic diseases. And also we discussed about what is meant by infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases. And also we discussed about the infectious diseases. Infectious diseases are nothing but the diseases which caused by the microorganisms and they transfer from the person to the person. So such a type of diseases are called as infectious diseases. Okay children, so but how we have to defense that such a type of infectious diseases. Let us see today how our bodies support us to protect us from the different kinds of diseases, and also how the non-infectious diseases are there. Let us see different kinds of non-infectious diseases and what are the steps we have to take to control infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases. So the process of vaccination. Let us see all these concepts in this session children. Okay children, now let us see here your body's defense keeping you well. Our body has a defense system, disease resistant power, that is nothing but immunity power. So that most probably that immunity power make us to withstand from attacking of different kinds of diseases. Physical chemical defenses. So physical and chemical defenses make us to protect us from our body without attacking different kinds of diseases children. Our skin protects us from external shocks and injuries or some external invasions which are entering into the body, the microorganisms, etc. children. So let us see skin, sweat, enzymes that destroy microorganisms. So the sweat consists of some chemical substances. So sweating is very good for a healthy condition children, because due to the sweating lot of microorganisms will be comes out of the body. So poisonous chemicals also will be released out of the body, which doesn't cause to the harm. If they come out of the body, they can't make any poison to our body or causes diseases to our body children. So here we can see by sweating, the sweat release some enzymes which destroy the microorganisms. And also always we have to maintain our body pH levels children. What are body pH levels? The normal body pH level is a 7.0. So if it is exact, not that slightly it may change, but if it is changed a lot, then it is also causes a condition of disease condition. And we should maintain constant body temperature children. If our body is not maintaining constant body temperature, if the temperature increases, the doctor suggests that the person attacked with the fever. Yes or no? When we attack with the fever, automatically the organs becomes weak and they cannot work properly children. So increasing the temperature of the body, decreasing the temperature of the body is also one of the thing. So the sweating or the skin always maintain a normal body temperature and normal pH level in the body children. Lining in the tracts on the body trap engulf. Lining in the tracts, that means digestive tract, respiratory tract, they are lined by the epithelial tissues, a special we discussed in the tissues concept, no? So these linings, they protect us from the effect of microorganisms, because these linings prevent the entry of the microbes into the tracts or the systems. So as they prevent their entries into the body or into the tracts or the systems, also protect us from the different kinds of diseases. Cilia move particles out of the body, tears, nasal, sernaceous, ear wax and others. So we used to see the tears. From the tears which comes our eyes, the tear gland secrete. So the glands, the tear glands secrete the tears, lacrimal glands. Okay, the tear glands name is a lacrimal glands. These lacrimal glands secrete the tears. So when they secrete the tears, what are the dust particles are present in the eyes, they will be swept out of the body. And also the hair follicles, that cilia inside the nose, in the ear we used to find, no? So the hair follicles or the cilia, they prevent the entry of the dust particles into the body organs. And earwax, this earwax also, as it is in a gelatinous manner, sticky manner, it doesn't allow any dust particles enters into the organs, children. In this manner, the organs are arranged to protect us from the invading entering of the different kinds of disease causing germs into the body. So let us see the immune system. How the immune system fight against the different kinds of the diseases. So antigens, invader causing immune response. Antigens are nothing but which they cause different disease causing germs are called as antigens. Antibodies individually matched to the specific agents work to destroy and or less impact of the antigen body recognize size shape of the antigen. Antigens are nothing but disease causing germs, and also we can call them as a pathogens, no? When the antigens are enters into the body, our body starts to secrete the antibodies. So these antibodies fight against the antigens and they prevent us from attacking of different kinds of the diseases. So with white blood cells, the white blood cells are different are there. If you take the lymphocytes, the lymphocytes protect against foreign agents responsible of antigen antibody. So these lymphocytes, they prevent the entry of the pathogens entry of the body, macrophages and phagocytic cells. So these are the cells which are present in the lymphocytes, children. So our blood consists of B lymphocytes, generally we call them as B cells. T lymphocytes, generally we call them T lymphocytes, children. So killer T cells directly attack in the infected or malignant cells. So these T cells, they attack on the disease causing germs and they destroy the disease causing germs. Memory B and T cells respond faster to the some pathogens or same pathogens. So these pathogens also, they attack on the disease causing germs and they prevent us from the attacking of different kinds of diseases, children. So up to now we discuss about the contagious diseases or infectious diseases which are transferred from the person to person easily. So now let us see general diseases or non-infectious diseases. Non-infectious diseases are the diseases which they doesn't transfer from the person to the person. So here fever and pain. So an increase in a body temperature decreases the efficiency of pathogens. So the body, when the attacks with the fever, when a body attacked with the fever, that means which means increasing the temperature. When the temperature increases, generally bodily activities become slowed down because as the temperature is increases, stimulates white blood cells production. So when this fever started to affect in our body, very soon our blood cells started to stimulate or react against that. That means our defense system or immunity power started to fight against the disease, that is a fever. High temperature and be dangerous to the host. When the high temperature is attacked, automatically our body becomes weak. When our body becomes weak, generally the pathogens are also become very active and they very soon act on our body. Pain is a warning signal. Persistent pain can be an indicator of a disease. Persistent pain means continuous pain. So sometimes we used to feel we are getting a pain here and there. So we'll thought that simply it got otherwise because of doing somewhat other work or a heavy work, we used to get the pain. It's okay if it is we are revealed from that pain, that is okay, that it is not much serious condition. But if it is not a severe, sorry, if it is a severe condition, it is not curing from our body, stays for a long time, it persists for a long time, it may indicates that we are causing some other different kinds of diseases. That means the diseases which are known as chronic diseases. So we can say them. Now let us say sexually transmitted infections, STIs. Sexually transmitted infections, we can say them as a contagious diseases, but here they will travel from the person to the person. So sexually transmit infections, diseases transmitted via some forms of intimate, usually sexual contact. So when we have multiple sexual contacts, because of that these more chances are there to get sexually transmitted diseases. So how they can transfer, modes of transmission means how they used to transfer the diseases. So modes of transmission is because of making multiple sexes, or the person is suffering with the sexually transmitted diseases, if they are touched by their syringe needles, or the blood is taken from the person who is suffering. These all are modes of the transmission. So by using condoms is the best idea to prevent the sexually transmitted diseases. So condoms, quality check the expiration dates. So when we take a condoms during the process of sex also, we have to check that whether they are a qualitative or not. So chlamydia, it is a bacterially caused sexually transmitted infect of a urinogenital tract. So it causes in the urinogenital tract. Conjunctivitis, it is related to the eyes, serious inflammation. So eyes become a red in color. Always we used to irritate of our eyes. So inflammation of the eye, pathogens irritates the chlamydia. So this bacteria irritates pelvic inflammatory diseases, PID. So these pelvic inflammatories can see in the females, various infections of the female reproductive tract. The pelvis is nothing but it is a starting part of a female reproductive system, children. So another sexually transmitted infection, gonorrhea, most common sexually transmitted infection. It is in Canada. So if untreated can causes a sterility. So if it is not treated, it becomes a sterile in our body. So syphilis is another type of bacterial sexually transmitted infection. Wider spread progress through the face if untreated. If it is not treated well also, it very fastly, very seriously will be spread all over the area or the people very soon. Next one is chancre. So at the syphilis infection site, where does the syphilis is infected, there we will find a growth of the sores. So pubic lice, these are the crabs, parasites that inhabit body area genital. So these pubic lice, they will replaces at the genital parts of the body. So vernal warts, so we will find a warts means like wounds and what. So we will find like a warts that appear in a genital areas at the anus, human papilloma virus. So these warts are caused by the human papilloma virus. Human papilloma virus is the name of the virus which causes the warts. It is a sexually infected diseases, sexually transmitted infection. So vaginitis, set of symptoms characterized by the vaginal itching, swelling and burning. So when these infections are caused at the vaginal region, we will find these all itching. So they cause by the itching, swelling and burning. So these all are vaginal causing diseases. Trichomosis, it is a protozoan infection, foamy yellowish discharge plus unpleasant odor. We can find unpleasant smell and we'll find a yellow discharge from the vagina. Genital part herpes. This is also sexually transmitted infection from herpes simplex virus. The virus name is herpes simplex virus which causes the genital herpes. So virus type 2. So acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, it is a AIDS disease, so extremely virulent. It causes very extremely sexually transmitted disease. It is caused by the sexually transmitted disease. Affects immunity system. So once this virus enters into the body, it eats up all the organs, and it acts on the attack on the immunity power. When it acts on the immunity power, automatically the body loses the ability to resist the different kinds of attack of different kinds of diseases. So slowly the person lost his resistant power or immunity power, and he will attack different kinds of diseases. So HIV is the virus, AIDS is the disease. The HIV virus caused the AIDS disease. HIV means human immunodeficiency virus, which caused the disease of acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. It is a chronic disease, and which cannot be cured, and very serious disease, children. Now coming over to the non-infectious diseases, mostly respiratory disorders. Allergy induced problems occurs as the body attempt to rid the body of antigen allergens. So when the allergens enters into the body, dust particles or poisonous particles, they enters into the body, they causes allergy. So the antibodies has to fight against the allergies. So histamine dilate blood vessels, increases mucus secretion, produce allergy symptoms. So histamine is one of a dilated blood vessels, so increases the size of the blood vessels, or it decreases the size of the blood vessels, increase mucus secretion. So automatically the secretion of mucus will be increased. Always we used to get the sneeze, so inside the nose we used to have the mucus, the gelatinous material is called as a mucus. So it secretes the secretion of mucus is more when these allergy is caused, produce allergy symptoms. So it causes the allergy symptoms. Hay fever, it is a chronic respiratory disorder. Ragweed pollen, some pollen grains causes this hay fever. It is also causes to the respiratory disorder. So asthma is a chronic respiratory disorder which is it stays forever, very hard to cure, but it is a chronic disease. Already we discussed what is meant by chronic disease. No, children? Disorder, attack of wheezing, shortness of a breath, and a cough spasm. So here very deep, feel very difficult to have a breathing, and also short breath means feeling difficult, unable to have a breath, children, and also continuous cough also it causes. Emphysema, so emphysema is also a respiratory disease. It attacks to the alveoli, distender or a rupture, disinfectional. So it attacks to the alveoli. What are alveoli? These are the functional units of the respiratory system. Alveoli is a main part which facilitate the gaseous exchange in our respiratory tract, children. So it attacks to the alveoli, and it ruptures the alveoli. So the alveoli becomes weakened, and gaseous exchange becomes very difficult in the process of breathing, in the process of respiration. Chronic bronchitis, respiratory disorder. Bronchitis means we can find here that a respiratory tract, that is a windpipe, no, that is the end part of the bronchi. So trachea opens into a bronchi, it divides into a bronchi. So the area where the trachea ends, that part is called as bronchi. At that region a disease will be caused, that is called as bronchitis. So it is also a respiratory disorder. Bronchial tube inflamed and swollen. So generally the bronchial tubes will be swollen. They will attack the inflammation, and they become as a swollen, children, and their function is impaired. Impaired means inactive, functionless. They will become as a very functionless, children. Next one is a neurological disorder. So belongs to the brain, nervous system. What are the components are in the nervous system? Brain, spinal cord, and the nerve cells. So neurological disorders which are related to these three organs in our body. Headache, almost everybody experiences them, usually not too bad. So very generally every person generally used to face this headache problem. When we feel with the headache, it is a very horrible condition. Tension headache. When we get the tension also we used to get the headache. Muscle contraction or a tension is neck or a head. When there is a muscle contraction, when we feel very tension, the contraction of muscles more takes place near the neck region and the head region. So at the time also we used to feel this causes of headache. Stress chemicals, sleep, menstruation. At which times most probably we used to get when we feel very stressed, when we think something about a lot for anything, or when we are worried about anything, that will lead us to get into a stress condition. Chemicals, smoking, or more content of alcohol consumption, these all are comes under the chemicals. Sleep, if you are not having a proper sleep, so at that time also we used to get a headache. Menstruation in a females, when the menstruation takes place, at that times also we can find a causing of a headache, children. Relaxation, hot water treatment, holistic treatments. So relaxation means we should give a more relaxation to our body, and regularly better to take a hot water also. It is a good for reducing a headache. That means when you are suffering with the headache, if you drink a glass of hot water, it may control your headache, children. Next one is a neurological disorders. Meningitis. What is meningitis? The brain is protected by three layers: dura mater, arachnoid matter, and pia mater. So these three meningeal layers, if they cause injury, that is called as migraine. Localized headaches from the, sorry, not meningitis, this is a migraine, localized headache from the alternating dilation contraction of the blood vessels in your head, in your brain. If the blood vessels always show vigorous contraction and relaxation due to the stressless work, or due to thinking a lot, at that conditions also you can find this a migraine condition. That is also a type of headache. So epilepsy, neurological disorder. It is also a neurological disorder. It causes the person to become as a disorder condition, abnormal condition. Next, let us see sex related disorders. Premenstrual syndrome, PMS means premenstrual, before to the menstruation, a series of physical and emotional symptoms that appear prior to their menstrual period. Lot of changes we used to find previous to the menstruation. Endometriosis, abnormal development of endometrial tissue outside the uterus, resulting in the serious side effects. If abnormally this endometrial layer is grown, excessive growth takes place. So during the menstruation time also the child used to feel lot of pain, children. Okay. Next, hysterectomy, surgical removal of the uterus because of a disorder of the uterus is nothing but mother used to carry the baby, no, the baby carrying bag is called as uterus, children. So the hysterectomy means due to the cause of this disease they used to remove this uterus from the mother. Fibrosis, breast condition. So fibrosis means it causes to the breast region. Common non-cancerous condition where breast contain fibers or a liquid filled cysts. So the breast is filled with the liquid and the fibers. Fibers means small we can know them as a thread like a structures, or the water droplets, or the bubbles like structures. So the cyst also like that only. So it is a hard substance. So they are caused to the in the breast region. So they has to be removed. Next, digestion related disorders. Insulin hormone produced in the pancreas required to CHO metabolism. So the digestion should be in a better manner. Insulin, it is a hormone. It is secreted by the pancreas. So metabolism means energy releasing processes. The insulin facilitate the normalizing the glucose levels in the body. Diabetes. diseased pancreas can produce sufficient insulin. So, diabetes is the disease which is caused when there is no sufficient secretion of insulin. If there is no proper secretion of insulin, automatically the person glucose levels increase. That condition is called as diabetes. Hyperglycemia, it is a high blood pressure. So due to the taking much pressure and having a more consumption of more amount of the salt, all these they may cause us a hyperglycemia. That is nothing but high BP. We used to call high BP, no, that is. Ulcerative colitis, inflammatory disorders affects mucous membrane, large intestine. Ulcers, we used to say generally ulcers. So in the intestine we used to find the formation of a large size of the glands. So these are also causes to the digestive system. And when these are caused with the blood diarrhea means causing of a loose motions. So when these digestive tract causes some different kinds of diseases, usually undergo for a different kinds which shows a loose motions, which causes a loose motions. Next, digestion related disorders, irritable bowel syndrome. IBS means irritable bowel syndrome. Nausea, vomiting condition, gas pain which cause in the gas, pain or a diarrhea, that is a free motion, liquid motion, watery motion. Certain foods, if you are taking not suitable foods or the poisonous foods or which are not good or contaminated foods, at the time this diarrhea may be caused. That is a irritable bowel syndrome we call. That when we cause irritable bowel syndrome, we feel that vomiting, gas pain or a diarrhea. These all are some of the symptoms of this disease. Diverticulosis, bulges in the wall of intestine, irritation and infection. So bulges means like a bowl like structures, we can say wounds like structures, swellings. Bulges are nothing but the swellings. So they attacks to the walls of the intestine. When they causes walls of the intestine, they causes a irritation. Peptic ulcers, damage to the stomach or intestine. Peptic ulcers means the ulcers which comes into the small intestine. So they affect the intestine lining and the intestinal juices also. These are all the some of the intestinal diseases or the digestive related diseases. Next, musculoskeletal diseases, muscles and skeleton, muscular system and skeletal system together causes different kinds of diseases. These are arthritis. Arthritis means painful inflammation of the joints. Joints means we used to find, no, this is a joint, this is a joint. So where we used to find able to close, and also in the knees, ankles, these all are the joints. At that regions we can find the inflammation and the causes of inflammation which result in the painful condition. If you feel, that is called as arthritis. Osteoarthritis, degeneration of bones and joints. Osteoarthritis means losing of the bones or a degeneration. Degeneration means nothing but weakening of the bones. Weakening of the bones and the joints, progressive. They causes a lot of pain also. Rheumatoid arthritis, serious inflammatory joint diseases. Rheumatoid arthritis means at the joints we feel a serious infection and a serious pain. Lumps, immune system attacks the body. Antibodies destroy or injure the organs. These antibodies destroy the organs. Antibodies will be destroyed, so automatically that bones becomes weakened. Low joint pain, age, body posture, body type, strength, fitness, physiological factors, occupational risk. Low joint pain. Low joint pain means this. Here you can find getting a pain. Low joint pain. How we used to get means due to the increasing of the age, body posture, changing of the body posture, body type, no strength, no stiffness to the body, no exercise when there is no exercises to the body. So these are all the physiological factors. Even in occupational risk, when the job stress is also more, at this time, at these conditions, we used to find different kinds of diseases. Low back pain. Low back pain, that is a backside backbone pain. Low back pain near hip region. Age, The reasons are due to the excessive age, body posture, body type, strength, fitness, physiological factors, occupational risk. These all are the some of the causes which cause the low back pain. So prevention is 90% from lumbar region, being careful, known proper technique and physically fit for a perform lifts when we are lifting something, or when the ages go on, the older people, they cannot bend well, no, at the times they should take care of that. And also physical fitness is most important. If the physical fitness has to be good in condition, means ultimately always regularly need to do exercises to the body. So children, these are some of the non-infectious diseases which they doesn't transfer due to the age conditions. They will attack to the body. Weakened conditions or the physical stress, these all the diseases will be caused. So let us see when the communicable diseases are causing. Nowadays we are very serious of a corona disease. So everyone is telling that unless the vaccine comes, we cannot control. Yes, though the medicine is come also, we cannot control unless we should get the vaccine. So let us see what is meant by vaccination. So the next concept is a vaccination. The process of administration of vaccines to our body is called as vaccination. The process of administration of vaccine to our body is called as vaccination. Let us see what are vaccines. Vaccine is a biological preparation that improves immunity to a particular disease. By providing a vaccination to the person, this vaccination is a biological administration. Biological preparation means using the microbes, some living microbes, living organisms, using the medicines, and they will increase the immunity power in our body for the particular disease. One vaccine for one particular disease. So name derived from the word vaka, which means cow. The word vaccine is derived from the word which is Latin word vacca, which gives the meaning of cow. So can be two types, proteolytic and therapeutic. So proteolytic vaccines are there, therapeutic vaccines are there. First the vaccine was discovered by Edward Jenner. Edward Jenner observed that the farmers and the milkmaids working with the cows developed a mild form of a smallpox called cowpox or a vaccine. So he observed in the cows, that is caused by the cowpox. When the cowpox are caused, for that he introduced the vaccine, cowpox vaccine. The cowpox infection could protect the people from the infection of smallpox. So he identified when the cows were suffering with the cowpox, the microbe which is caused the cowpox, the same microbe is killed and it was made into a medicine, and when it injected to the cows, they were cured from the cowpox disease. Same manner, the same virus which is able to cure in the human beings, cowpox virus can cure the smallpox in the human beings. Basing on this principle, he dragged the cowpox virus and he made a vaccine for the smallpox. It was in 1796. Jenner experimentally tested this observation. So he included any 8 years old boy with the exudates from a cowpox lesion, and he repeated it twice with the gaps of some weeks. So he took below 8 years old people, those are suffering with the smallpox. So he injected and he observed. 2 doses is given by giving some gap between the 2 doses. Jenner noticed that smallpox did not develop in this boy. This was first discovery of the principle of vaccination. So this is a principle. What is a principle? So cowpox virus which caused the cowpox to the cowpox, that virus is dragged and kill the virus, make into a medicine antidote, and it was injected to the 8 years old babies. So when he injected, he find that babies are not developing the virus that which is causing the smallpox. So he injected, and he proved that experimentally proved that this vaccine which is able to cure from the diseases. Vaccination is a administration of antigenic material. So vaccine to stimulate an adaptive immunity to a pathogen. So when this vaccine is given to a person, the person adopts the immunity power towards the disease, adaptive immunity to a pathogen. Vaccines can prevent or ameliorate more morbidity from the infection. So this vaccine is injected to the person that acts on the people, and it can be activate on the disease causing germ. When the vaccine is injected into the babies, this vaccine reacts on the disease causing pathogens, and they kill the pathogens and increase the resistant power to the body. So this is the main principle which is allocated in the vaccination program. So it is an immunobiological substance designed to produce specific protection against a given disease. It stimulates the production of protective antibody and other immune medicines. So it stimulates the body and provide immune medicine. Let us see vaccines and types. Live attenuate vaccines, inactivated or killed vaccines, toxics, cellular fractions, and combinations. These are the some of the different types. Live attenuated vaccines, inactivated or killed vaccines, toxics, cellular fractions, and combinations. Live attenuated means from the living organisms vaccines will be prepared. Inactivated means killed microbes, killing the microbes and converting them into a medicine. Toxics means like a poisons from the snake poisons, venous, vena, venom, that a poison which comes from the snakes. This is called as antivenom by the toxics, by the poison. Cellular fractions, chemical reactions, cellular fractions, combination of different medicines. By this they will prepare the medicine. Live attenuated vaccines prepared from the live generally attenuated organisms. BCG, it is a vaccine for typhoid or a oral bacterial, oral polio, yellow fever, measles, rubella, mumps, chickenpox, influenza, viral. So BCG is a oral vaccine for the typhoid we can give. So it is a bacterial and provided from the bacterial. Oral, directly given to the mouth for the polio, and also for yellow fever, measles, rubella, mumps, chickenpox, influenza. For all these diseases they got the vaccine from the viral. BCG vaccine is done by the bacterial. Inactivated killed vaccines. Organisms killed by heat or chemicals when infected into the body stimulate active immunity. So they stimulate the active immunity. Safe but generally less infectious that live vaccines. Example, typhoid, cholera, pertussis. That I said no, BCG. Meningite, plague, which is from the bacteria. Rabies, SARS, polio. Polio vaccine is called SARS polio virus. So hepatitis A and B. These all are prepared by the virus children, killing the virus, and they prepared. Toxins. Certain organisms produce exotoxins. These toxins are detoxified and used in the preparation of vaccines. Highly efficacious and safe. So diphtheria, tetanus, and bacterial. They are the bacterial. Cellular fractions. Vaccines which are prepared from the extracted cellular fractions. Duration of experience is limited and their efficiency and safety is high. Example, meningococcal vaccine, pneumococcal vaccine, hepatitis B, polypeptide vaccine. These are the some of the vaccines. Next, combinations. If more than one kind of immunizing agent is included in the vaccine, it is called as mixed combined vaccine. So if not only one, added another one, that is a mixed combination. DPT, diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus. This is a one vaccine which gives for a DPT is a vaccine given for the diphtheria, pertussis and tetanus. DT, diphtheria and tetanus. Hepatitis A and B, hepatitis A and typhoid. These are the mixed vaccines, combinations of the vaccines. So these are the some of the vaccines, children. Coming to the live vaccines are made from live infectious agents without any amendment. So they'll prepare from the living organisms. The only live vaccine is variola. Only one vaccine, that is a variola smallpox vaccine. It is a smallpox vaccine made of live vaccine. It is made by live organism, cowpox virus. Not variola virus, which is not a pathogenic. It is not a pathogenic but antigenic. Antigenic means which reacts to the antibody. So giving cross immunity for a variola. So it provides the immunity power to the body for the smallpox disease. Periods of maintenance immunity due to the vaccines. Short period, month to month, there is a vaccine should be given. Cholera vaccine, and 2 years TAB vaccine. 3 to 5 years DPT vaccine. 5 or more years BCG vaccine. The age, okay. 10 years yellow fever vaccine. Solid immunity, measles, mumps and rubella vaccines should be given. That is the time. Comparison of killed live activities. This is the sum of the comparison, children. No dosage, the characteristic, no dosage. Killed vaccine is multiple and live vaccine is single. Need for adjuvant, yes. Killed are. So these are the some comparative relations between the killed vaccines and the living vaccines. Vaccine reaction. Common, minor, more serious reactions. General, some reactions can be seen commonly. For some people, very less serious condition. Otherwise, some more serious condition, and also reactions can be given. Allergic. Local reaction, fever and systemic symptoms can result as a part of immunity spread. A successful vaccine reduces the reaction to your immune while production that best possible immunity. So this vaccination provide a best immunity power to the body, children. Now here see BCG, local reaction, pain, swelling, redness. By giving the BCG, possible minor adverse reactions you can see. By administration of BCG, the local pain, swelling and redness, the area where the BCG injection is given. Cholera, oral presentation, none. DPT, local reaction, pain, swelling, redness and the fever. Hepatitis A, local reaction, pain, swelling and redness. Tetanus, local reaction, pain, swelling, redness, malaise, non-specific symptoms. So common side effects of a vaccine includes injection sites reaction, pain, swelling and redness. So mild fever, shivering, fatigue. Fatigue means weakness. Fatigue, headache, muscle and joint pains. So national immunization schedule. The first visit when the infant is 6 weeks old. 2 and 3 visits. 3 rounds visit at intervals of 1 to 2 months. Oral polio vaccine may be given concurrently with the DPT. So by the DPT vaccine, oral polio is also given. So this is about the vaccine. So 4 reasons to get my vaccine. First one is they can save my life. By taking a vaccine, they can save the life. They are safe, make us to be safe by not attacking the diseases. They protect my loved ones and they are required. Immunization is the process where the person is made immune or resistant to an infectious disease, typically by the administration of vaccines. So by this giving a vaccine, they increase the immunity power. Vaccines stimulate the body's own immune system to protect the person against the subsequent infections or diseases. So this is some of the immunity, increase the power of immunity diseases children. So by this we concluded the concept children. So vaccines are more useful. So by giving the vaccination we protect our loved ones and we can save the loved ones. So you can see here some worksheet is there, you can do children. Hope you understood, and hope this video make you to benefit or useful for you, and see you soon in the next session. Nanu.